Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura, for those of you that do not know, and today's video is going to be another romance recommendations video. I know I just did one of these like super recently for new adult books, but I've just been reading so many romance books lately, like I can't put them down ever since I've come to accept the fact that it's so easy to just download books on your phone. I haven't been able to stop buying books on my phone, and so I've just been like literally barreling through all of these books, and it's so crazy. I've never been like this before in my life, and it's so exciting because I've come across so many really amazing books. So for today's video, I have 4 series to talk to you guys about, so that's like a ton of books because there's like at least 4 books in all of the series, I believe. And then I have one standalone novel that I'm going to be including just because I thought it was worth it. I really enjoyed it, but I've been reading like so much. These are all kind of like new adult or adult romance books. I think some of them are more so adult because they do have a lot of like more adult like themes, more so than a new adult book usually does. The books are kind of by a lot of the same authors. There's 2 authors specifically that the series are all by, and that's Kendall Ryan and Kylie Scott. I've recently discovered Kylie Scott, who's been recommended to me multiple times by you guys, and I just finally got around to reading. And then Kendall Ryan is somebody that I've read a lot in the past, and I've recently discovered the fact that she has so many books and her writing is so easy to read and fun. So she is another author that I've just been barreling through all of her books lately. So I'm just gonna get started and share the books with you guys. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do like romance recommendation videos, give this a thumbs up so I know to do more of them. But yeah, the first series that I'm gonna start off with is the Stage Dive series by Kylie Scott. This is a companion novel series, so each book follows a different set of characters. It basically follows a band. Every single band member has his own book. The first book starts off with David, who is the guitarist in the band, I believe, and it starts with him waking up in Vegas with Evelyn, who doesn't remember anything from the night before, but she wakes up and she has a ring on her left finger, and she's like, what the hell? Like, what happened last night? And apparently her and this big rock star got married and she doesn't remember anything. And that's where the first book starts us off. It sounds like a really crazy series and so weird, and the covers are so cringy. The first book is called Lick, which like I guess is a musical term, but it just sounds really dirty. The second book is called Play, the third is called Lead, and the fourth is called Deep. My personal favorite is the third book about the lead singer. It's like my favorite. But yeah, each one follows a different member of the band and his relationship with a girl. The series is super fast-paced, super fun. If you love like band stuff, if you love music, you'll probably enjoy it. All of the girls have their own little individual quirks and personalities as well, so I really enjoyed all of the characters. Overall, a really like wholesome set of characters and themes, and I really enjoyed the series for that. It was super fun, super easy to read. I was able to read like 1 book a day, like that's how fast I went through this series. It was so good. There's different like themes that occur in the other books, but I don't really want to spoil because, you know, it might cross over. All of the characters kind of exist throughout the series, so you're gonna still see David and Evelyn in book 3 and 4 and 2, you know. So if you're into that kind of thing, if you like when the stories kind of mesh over each other, they're all kind of like a big friend group, just like a lot of the series that I recommend. So if you're into that, you'll definitely enjoy this series. So the second series is called the Dive Bar series, also by Kylie Scott, and this consists of 3 books. I believe she is working on a 4th though, so I don't know when that's going to be out, but I'm excited. This series does also kind of cross over with the Stage Dive series because the first book follows a guy who was also in a band that opened for the band in the first book on tour, if that makes sense. But his band breaks up and he goes back to live in his old town where he grew up, and he meets this girl who's like a runaway bride. She finds out some stuff about her husband like the day of their wedding, and she runs. This girl Lydia finds herself running into Vaughn, who is the guy from, you know, the other series that you do see in the other series in the 4th book, I believe, and then it kind of merges into this new series. So his name is Vaughn, and they work at this like little dive bar, which is what the series is called, the Dive Bar series, that's why. And so the series kind of follows their relationship, the first book, and then it's also a companion novel series, so it's other people that work within this dive bar or the area that the dive bar is in, because I believe the 4th book that's gonna come out isn't somebody that works at the dive bar. I hope this makes sense. So yeah, it's another like companion novel-y type series. You do see the people from the first series in this series as well, which is really fun. Again, if you enjoyed the first series and you want to see more of those characters, it's really fun to continue, but I believe that it could also be read by itself. All of the books technically could be read as standalones, but if you are looking to read all of them eventually, I would go in order. Those are the two series by Kylie Scott. I really enjoyed both series a lot. They were super fun, filled with entertainment and really hot guys and fun, sexy times and relationships and not relationships, and I don't know, it's just a really good, like, fun romance. You feel me? If you like my recommendations, you'll like this series, okay? The next two series, which are both by Kendall Ryan, you need to have a bit of an open mind with these ones. They're a little bit weird and crazy, and I just decided to pick them up on a whim. So yeah, if I start explaining this first series and you're scared away, I'll get it, but it's actually really cute. So let me just get into it. The first series, I believe, is called the Filthy Beautiful Lies series. It's the name of the first book. I think that's just the name of the series. It's also a companion novel series, except for the first two books are about the same set of characters, and then the third and the fourth follow different. Same with the other series that I'm actually going to be talking about with Kendall Ryan. So the book follows this girl, Sophie, and Sophie has a twin sister who's dying of cancer, and they don't really have any means to pay for treatments for her, so they don't really know what they're gonna do. Sophie and her sister are super close, and Sophie wants to do anything in her power that she can to ensure her sister having good health care and being able to get, you know, her treatments done. So Sophie is like looking for fast cash. She's like, what do I do? She goes to audition to work at a strip club. It doesn't work out, but she ends up confiding in this guy, I believe, who owns the strip club, saying, you know, I need money really fast and I don't know what to do. This guy ends up telling Sophie about this really illegal undercover thing where really rich businessmen will go to auctions for women and buy them for like a 6-month period to live with them and do whatever they want with them. Kind of like a slave, but like not really, because it's like a cute book. It sounds so crazy, but Sophie's like, okay, like I guess this is what I have to do, like what the hell. So she goes to this auction, and also she's a virgin, so it's very like, oh, like what am I doing? It's not like her at all. But she goes to this auction and ends up going home with this man whose name is Colton, and Colton is super secretive and kind of like mysterious, and this kind of follows, you know, from there, what happens when she goes home with Colton. And the series is really wild. It sounds a lot creepier and crazier than it really is. Like, if you read the series, it's not as dark and twisted as it may come across, like me telling you the synopsis. But the story is actually like really cute, which sounds crazy. It's filled with like plot twists and lies and deception and like all that crazy stuff. The first book does end on a cliffhanger. I will warn you that, so you know. But the series follows Colton and Sophie, their first two books, and then the third and the fourth book are about Colton's two brothers and their relationships. So the series is really good overall. Has a lot of crazy, you know, twists and turns, like I said, and I know it sounds like a really weird, like crazy concept, but just give it a try. It's actually pretty good. Then the last series I want to talk about, also by Kendall Ryan, is the Forbidden Desires series. The first book is called Dirty Little Secret, second is Dirty Little Promise, third is Torrid Little Affair, and fourth is Tempting Little Tease. Again, the first two books follow one couple, and then the last two follow two different couples, if that makes sense. Same with the other series. Very similarly, this series also has kind of a weird concept. This series I probably prefer over the other one, but I still like both of them. The first book, or the first two books, follow this girl named Emma, who goes to this coffee shop every single morning and sees this really handsome guy there every single day getting his double shot of espresso. And she's a librarian. She doesn't really need to go to this coffee shop every day, but she's just kind of come accustomed to it. So basically for like a year now, she's been going to this coffee shop to see this guy. And one day he mysteriously just like leaves his business card on the counter, and she's like, okay, like this is a signal, like I need to figure out who this is. I need to go find him. And it's this guy named Gavin, and Gavin and his two brothers run this like really high quality ritzy escort service for really rich guys that need dates to events. All of these brothers are super serious about like prostitution and sex trafficking, and they want to create like a really safe space for these women who need jobs like this to make money. And it's like really ritzy and for fancy guys that just need dates. But you know, sex might happen, it might not, whatever the case. Anywho, Emma decides to go to this, you know, business because she wants to meet Gavin, and she goes there, and Gavin is kind of a little darker than she imagined. He's a little scary, but somehow miraculously when Emma goes to this place, she randomly gets talked into being like a date escort for Cooper, who's Gavin's brother, and Gavin upon when they need her, just like to go with them for dates, like nothing sexual, nothing crazy like that. But obviously feelings are gonna get involved with that, like come on. If you don't like love triangles, this is kind of a love triangle-y feel, but it's really not. It's one of those love triangles where you're like, okay, there's really no race, like we all know what's gonna happen. So it's not super love triangle-y, so I don't want that to scare you away. But the first 2 books are about Gavin and Emma, and then this 3rd book is about Cooper, and the 4th book is about their older brother Quinn, which is my favorite, I believe. I love Quinn. But the series is really, really good, and I enjoyed it so much. Again, all of these series are just fun, filled with chaos, filled with plot twists. They're really good. I don't know what else to say. So I have one standalone novel to tell you guys about, and that is called Sex Not Love by V. Keeland, who I've recommended before, I believe in my last new adult recommendations video, and I recommended one of her books. I decided to give another one a try, and I really, really enjoyed it. This series follows Natalia and Hunter. Hunter and Natalia meet one night when their 2 friends are getting married, and they don't really know each other, but they meet, and they have this like instantaneous, like spark-filled, you know, meeting. Like they have this insane chemistry together, but Natalia lives in New York City and Hunter lives in California, so there's that. And Hunter is just like, I want to like have a one-night stand with you, like I'm just so attracted to you, and she's like, no, like can't do that. So she leaves him like a fake number and goes back to New York, but their paths obviously cross again. They both have super complicated pasts that make it really hard for them to like be with other people. But while Hunter goes to New York to do some business for a few months, they decide to have a no strings attached relationship. And we all know what happens when people decide to have a no strings attached relationship, at least in a book, you know, we all know, especially a romance book, like come on. But this book really took me by surprise. There was so many crazy things that happened in it and a lot of deeper stuff that I didn't expect. I literally cried reading this book, if that says anything. Usually like a little nonchalant romance book is just like, oh, this is fun. But this book actually made me feel stuff, which is why I wanted to recommend it, because it was just like so good. There were so many things I did not expect with this book. I really learned to love both of the characters so much. It's told in dual point of view, as well as a lot of the other books that I mentioned, but this book is told in dual point of view, and there's also past things that happen, and it's just really good. Just like, trust me, I don't want to give too much away just because there's a lot to unpack, but I just kind of want you guys to all discover it for yourselves. Same with all the rest of the books. That's why I don't really go into too much, just enough to get you like interested, you know? So yeah, this book is really, really good. If you just want one quick little book to read, if you don't want to get invested in a whole series, then I really recommend this one. So guys, those are going to be my recommendations for today's video. I hope you guys found a new book or series to go check out. If you've read all of these, oh my gosh, you must be a reading machine, and I need your recommendations at this point. So tell me any other books that you want me to read, especially if you've read any of these and you kind of have a feel for the kinds of books that I like. I would really appreciate that. So definitely let me know, and let me know if you want more recommendations from me. I've been reading more than just the books I mentioned in this video, like I said, so I can do more recommendations. I'm planning on doing a holiday recommendations video, so if that's something you're interested in, pressure me to do that. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also give the video a thumbs up. You can also follow me on all of my social media accounts down below, like my Twitter and Instagram. They're all just at LovellyLikeLara. I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!